Now let's talk about hydrogen as a fuel. We know hydrogen to be the first element on the periodic table with an atomic number 1. It is a gas at room temperature. Now hydrogen is produced by reacting methane with water. Now this water here is in the gas form, so we say steam. Okay, now you react the two, carbon dioxide and then hydrogen will be produced. Hydrogen as a fuel. Hydrogen is often seen as an environmentally friendly alternative to fossil fuels like diesel and petrol. There are two main ways. Now when we say something is environmentally friendly, that means it is not causing any harm to the environment. Okay, the first way hydrogen can be utilized is burning directly in an engine. Hydrogen burns explosively with oxygen. This is why it is used mostly in rockets. The end product is water. Now the explosion will propel the rocket forward. Okay, so the reaction between the hydrogen and then the oxygen is explosive, but this explosion will propel the rocket forward. Okay, hydrogen reacts with oxygen to produce water. This water is not harmful to the environment. In fact, we need more water. So if we can produce water from this type of reaction, then it is very good. Now the second way in which hydrogen can be used is in a hydrogen fuel cell. Now we talked about electrolysis earlier. So here we have our electrolyte, this purple color here. The hydrogen comes in, we have our anode and then the cathode. Now the hydrogen has its own entry, the oxygen has its entry. And then just as we got to know, hydrogen and then metals always go to the cathode. Oxygen will come to the anode. Okay, but in this case this oxygen will just be here. Now as the hydrogen comes in, it passes the cathode anode and heads towards the cathode. At the cathode it gains electrons and then becomes hydrogen gas. Okay, it goes there and then reacts with the oxygen gas and then produces water. But in the end we are going to get our electric power because the hydrogen is gaining electrons. The electrons are being transferred for the hydrogen to gain them and then react with the oxygen to produce water. That is how the fuel cell is utilized. But in this case it is not reacting, it is not burning. Okay, it is not burning, so there is nothing explosive about this reaction in the hydrogen fuel cell. Now using hydrogen as a fuel has its advantages and disadvantages. One advantage is that the gases, it does not produce any harmful gases or less pollutants are produced. Hydrogen fuel cells are very efficient and produce a lot of energy. So there's little wastage. We got to know that efficiency depends on how much we are getting out of how much we put in. Okay. Now the disadvantages is 1, the availability of hydrogen. Few filling stations sell hydrogen. 2, the storage, because hydrogen is a gas at room temperature, but we need this hydrogen in the liquid form. 3, in the first stage of getting the hydrogen, we react methane with water to produce carbon dioxide. So here, in order for us to get hydrogen, more carbon dioxide will be produced. So the production of hydrogen also releases greenhouse gases. Okay, and then hydrogen forms an explosive mixture with air, which is very dangerous. Hydrogen forms an explosive mixture with air, which is very dangerous.